Are investors buying homes in Los Angeles County, particularly the city of LA? Here's a couple challenges that we have going on right now with investors buying multifamily properties. When I'm talking about multifamily, I'm talking about anything under 4 units, homes with ADUs, things like that. We've got a couple challenges, quite honestly. And challenge number one is the cash flow. So the numbers based upon whatever the price that the seller is trying to sell are, they're very, let's just say that there's not a lot of room, like in most cases. So the cash flow is not a situation where you're going to get rich over a month's worth of rents. You're going to be making a little bit of money, but the risk reward is a little bit tough. Now, why is the risk reward a little bit tough? Well, because realistically, unlike years ago, you're going to be limited, and this is assuming that the property is not in rent control. You're going to be limited to the amount of raises and things you can do to get the property up to certain values. That's one. Number two is that investors are looking at, okay, what if I want to relocate the tenant? Either I want to move into one and rent the other out, whatever the circumstances are, I want to get the current tenants out of the property. Well, there's an awful lot of laws and an awful lot of ordinances where it is expensive to do that. It's expensive to relocate a tenant. There's certain things that you have to do. Again, so the risk reward is a big deal to investors buying in some of these areas right now. Of course, they're prime locations a lot. They're appreciating where they'll be down the road and what they'll be worth and their value. All of that is different from what I'm talking about now. So just imagine if you're an investor and you are buying one of these particular properties, you're looking at it, and let's suppose at the end of the day, after you purchase it and you put, let's say it's $1 million, and you have to put 25 to 30% down, more than likely. And then, even if you get a favorable interest rate, you look at what your monthly payments are, and you look at what the current tenants are paying in rent, and at the end of the day, you may be making a couple $100 a month, or probably a few $100 a month in the hole every month, and not really with a whole lot of ability to get those tenants out. So if you're a seller and you're looking at some of these situations, you may have to try to bite the bullet and be prepared to sell these properties vacant. Obviously, there's risk to that. I get it. I understand it. But this is what's going on right now in the marketplace. So you might as well be prepared for that. And that is hurting us, especially with the rates being a little bit higher. And to be perfectly honest, the rates will have to go a lot lower for the numbers to make sense right now on some of these items. So that's what we're facing with investors right now in the market in buying multifamily homes, particularly stuff under 4 units.